Hey there, children of the night, and welcome to Bob After Dark, the show that takes you into the shadows and goes and says hello everything that goes bump in the night. I'm your host with the most that enjoys toast, Bob, and alongside of me, as always, is my ever wonderful, ever vampiric, ever cape-wearing, and forever the heartthrob of Bob After Dark, with his new haircut, my friend, my brother, my producer, Count Panic himself. Oh, hey there, Count Panic.
And I apologize for the lack of cape, but Bob, we had to get on the air, and I want to again thank officially here on this broadcast, Matt Kaufman.
Thanks, Matt, for helping us out there.
There's a lot of times when the things don't register to the databases, and your gigawatts don't match up to your kilowatts, and then you got to call somebody, and they got to fire it up once again. And that's what Matt did right here. So we are live on the air on the WJLB Jed TV. Also, wherever you find your podcast as well. We're not live there, but we're live now, in the here and now. But if you're listening to this podcast, right, it's later. So, we're not live, if that makes sense. Bob, I'm good to see you. Last week's health scare.
Last week was a scary one, I'll tell you that much.
I mean, this is like, I told you before the show, this is like seeing Fred Rogers get dizzy on air.
And the fact that you called me Fred Rogers, I don't know what happened last week.
What happened last week?
Last week was weird. We're in the middle of the broadcast. All my words started getting jumbled, and I started pouring sweat out of nowhere. And I got tunnel vision. It was time to go.
That was it.
That was it. Yeah. Well, we're doing better now. I didn't get checked out. I didn't see the need to.
Wow. I don't know if that's what you want to tell people. If you're feeling weird, don't get checked out. But
I didn't at the time. It was just I went home and got a good night's sleep, and I think that fixed most problems.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks, my straw fell out of my water, so I'm just going to take it away to Count Panic's weekend update while I try to fix my water bottle.
Hold on. Let me get the camera off you, Bob, because I don't want people to hold. I mean, a different layout of this. I didn't expect you wanted to switch. Yeah, Bob, the weekend was good. We're in the thick of it, right? We're in the thick of summer here. Things are heating up outside. It's getting it's hot. It's the summer doldrums are starting to kick in, and
the summer what?
Doldrums.
What the heck is a doldrum?
I used to know that too. I better not be saying things I don't know around here. Let's see. Doldrum. Yeah, it's generally a state of stagnation or low spirits. Maybe I shouldn't say that. The summer, that's towards the end of the summer. There's winter doldrums as well every time it gets towards the end of the season. But we're not at the end of the summer.
We're in the thick of it.
I'm tired of seeing, don't give me your back-to-school stuff just yet. We are still in the thick of summer, Bob.
Man, you're going to hate my article we're talking about here in a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we'll get to that when we get to the article.
All right.
Yes. What did I do last week? Oh, I was in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, how was that?
I was there for KitsuneCon. It was a good time. Another convention under the belt. In case you're listening to this for when we're live, if you're going to be at Gen Con this year, I have 2 panels available with tickets remaining. The Paranormal and You is Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. at the, of all places, the Colts Stadium. Lucas Oil Field. Lucas Oil Stadium, room 10 if you have tickets for that. If you were looking for something to do Friday night at Gen Con, 7 o'clock after the dealer room closes, you guys come check me out there. I'm going to be doing the Paranormal and You panel.
Nice.
Which, we have sold 30 tickets for us so far.
How about that? Yeah.
Cool. So we're halfway to sell out there because it's a smaller convention space room in the football field, which is really weird to say out loud. And then it's a Dark and Stormy Night panels in ICC 212. That one's developing a paranormal setting for an RPG session.
Wow.
So both of those panels still have tickets remaining. They both cost $8.
Okay, $8. It's a steal.
Yeah, so you guys come check that out wherever if you're going to be at Gen Con.
All right, we'll make sure keep our eyes on it.
Yes. If this is your first time ever watching or listening to Bob After Dark, we are your weekly show where we talk about legends, lore, and supernatural, things that go bump in the night, lights in the sky, weird cryptid stories, and of course, Count Panic's favorite swim move to do in the pool.
Oh, I'm not a big swimmer, so the doggy paddle, I guess you could say. You?
The what?
Doggy paddle. I can't swim, so I just kind of do the doggy paddle.
I'm a floater. Just put me on my back, and I'll just float right away.
All right. There you go. Floater.
Yes.
Yeah.
If this is your first time ever watching or listening to Bob After Dark, we already went over this But anywho, the first part of the show is the weird spooky news of the week. That's where you, the fans, and me, the Bob, go scouring the internet for the weird and unusual news headlines. Anything from the paranormal or cryptozoology making it into major media, lights in the sky being reported on news stations, or advances in science that borderline on science fiction. And then we get the hashtag panics take at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So our first news article, I never would have thunk in a million years I'd be quoting TMZ, but we're quoting TMZ as a news source this week. I have been sent this an awful lot today, but Chuck, I gotta give Chuck, our friend Chuck, some credit here. He was the one that sent it in to us first, so we're going to be using the TMZ website, and that is, I'm going to say this with a grain of salt. I'm going to read the news article, and I'm going to give you guys my, the soapbox. We'll get Panic's take. Just deal with what we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
Paranormal investigator Dan Riviera dies suddenly on Annabelle Haunted Doll Tour. Dan Riviera, 54, was in Pennsylvania for his Devils on the Run tour, hauling the infamous doll across the country, where firefighters and medics rushed to his hotel Saturday night. Adams County dispatch logs reveal for CPR in progress on a man matching Riviera's age. Riviera's death was confirmed by the New England Society of Psychic Research, where he was the lead investigator. His exact cause of death remains unclear. Riviera, a fixture in the paranormal world, was doing what he loved, being spooky with the legends of life when tragedy hit. He had built some serious ghost hunting cred on social media following the eerie superstitions tied to Annabelle's haunted past. The Gettysburg stop, hosted by ghostly images of the Gettysburg tours at the Soldiers National Orphanage, was a total sellout, packed for 3 days from Friday through Sunday. He was 54, rest in peace. Hashtag Panic's take.
Yeah, you know what, Bob? That's very eerie, and they say don't mess with this Annabelle doll. Don't even go into that museum. We don't know the cause, right? I mean, really, nothing listed.
No, nothing yet.
So I mean, it's hard really to tell right now.
And here's the problem, right? And this is my problem with this story. There's nothing wrong with covering something like this, but the problem is people are going to link his death automatically to Annabelle.
Yeah.
And it's causes a news frenzy because a bunch of places are reporting on this poor man's death, which was a big deal in my community. And they're going to blame it on Annabelle to make it a sensational news story, which isn't fair at all.
Yeah.
You're totally pass-buying the fact that an actual human being who had loved ones and friends and family all pass away.
Yeah.
And not pass away, but they have to deal with the fact that a loved one has passed away, and people are going to be sensationalizing this for the media and making it sound like the doll is responsible. However, there is something interesting I want to add to the Annabelle tour currently, is when she arrived in Pennsylvania on this past weekend, the Pennsylvania 911 dispatch went down for the entire state.
Really?
The entire state of Pennsylvania could not call 911 for a good several hours.
Okay.
So if you want to report on something Annabelle related, that's what I would report on, is the fact that she got there in the 911, not that the fact that, a big paranormal investigator unfortunately lost his life at a young age.
Yeah. No, for sure, Bob, and it's a sad thing all around, and I'm sure we'll know more as more time passes here.
Yes. All right, so you ready for our next news story?
Yeah.
This one was sent in by our pal Jim Norman.
Okay.
This is going to be a strange thing to talk about, buddy. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. Hold on. Sorry, folks. I'm fixing my wardrobe here. Oh. So there is an 11.5-foot Mothman animatronic decoration coming out this year on HalloweenCostumes.com.
Really?
Yes. So it's available for pre-order on July 11th at noon. Estimated stock is at mid-August. Pre-orders are not eligible for discounts. Once you click, you'll have 10 minutes to complete your pre-order. Pre-orders can't be purchased or shipped with any other items, and then you'll get a email when your order is shipped. This item is now currently on pre-order, and it looks pretty darn cool. In case you're curious, folks, yes, the eyes do light up, and his wings look fabulous. I don't know about his posterior because I'm sure somebody's going to ask me about that next too. But nobody, no, I don't know what that looks like yet.
Yeah. Are you going to get it?
$500.
We could do a GoFundMe.
I'm not going to do... There's legitimate things in this world that people could be doing a GoFundMe
No, this is a legitimate thing, Bob.
I really, really want this thing.
Legitimate.
The fact that there's a Mothman Halloween decor... First off, let's get to hashtag Panic Steak.
Yeah, let's get a GoFundMe. That's my take there. This sounds cool, Bob. I mean, people go crazy over this type of stuff. And I bet you there's going to be a ton of people shilling out $500. You know, they blow out $500 worth of fireworks. Some people are probably getting a $500 Mothman.
11 and a half feet tall Mothman animatronic.
I think Chuck's going to get this.
Does Chuck actually want it?
You know, Chuck probably wants it.
I want it. I desperately...
You and Chuck could go halves and then share it.
Can you imagine me having a Mothman animatronic in this office as I think our ceiling's...
How tall is it?
11 and a half feet.
Yeah.
It should fit.
Small. It is a short ceiling, though. Yeah.
It ain't going to fit in my house. No, I don't have those tall ceilings, but it's definitely tempting. It's definitely tempting.
Maybe. I'll have to try it out.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So that's the next news story. That one just came out of HalloweenCostumes.com. Thanks, Jim, for submitting that news article. And then finally, this article is coming to us from Gizmodo. And it's about something that Count Panic, I think, is going to get disgruntled about.
What's that?
There's no need to wait for October. Summerween is here.
I'm having deja vu, Bob.
Well, we talked about what Summerween was last week, temporary.
Okay, because on the radio, people are like, wait, is Bob having a nervous breakdown?
I didn't read this article because it was just written like a couple days ago.
So this is a follow-up to our Summerween story.
We didn't have a Summerween story. We just talked about what Summerween was. I didn't have an article related to it.
I thought you said that was the one news story last week.
Count, do I remember anything from last week?
Well, we did do it.
I might have been in the middle of reading that article when my body gave out.
Okay, that was probably it. So this is just a follow-up to that story.
Okay, how about we just pretend that we never talked about it?
But for the radio people, I get nervous about them.
The radio people will be happy to listen to this article.
Yeah, we're going to hear it again.
But the podcast people, this is going to be the
first time for the podcast
yes.
people. So if you heard it on the radio, this is for the podcast people.
So this is written by Sabrina Graves, and the official start to spooky season is months away, but retailers are already rolling out Halloween collections, and Universal Horror Unleashed is about to open its doors. And that is what we were talking about last week, was the thing coming from Vegas. I believe we were covering the Universal Monsters Unleashed thing, and that's what we were talking about, Summerween.
I think that was a different story, Bob. But we do have a phone call here.
Let's take the caller live. Right. Caller, you're on the air.
Oh.
Get easy, like Dave Ennis would say, Bob.
Hey, John, what's going on, sir?
So run this by me again. So, hey, rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers go out to this guy, but... So run this by me again. He went to a museum, Annabelle Museum, and he died in the museum.
He was one of the investigators in charge of taking her on tour.
Okay.
Because Annabelle's on tour right now. The doll is on tour.
Okay, and he was in charge of her.
He was one of the investigators in charge of her. Yes.
So she was in charge of her taking her to various locations?
Yes, is that what you're saying? He was one of them that was in charge of taking her to multiple locations. And he happened to be the one. And he just happened to be the one. He just happened to pass away while he had her in Pennsylvania.
And they're trying to blame. And they're saying the death due to her.
I'm saying people will sensationalize it to say that it's her fault. I'm saying that we're totally missing the point of an article at that point, but I'm saying that's a thing that's going to happen.
But Bob, realistically, there are autopsies and stuff where, I mean, I don't think the coroner's going to say, I'm not laughing at that he died of a doll. He either died of a heart attack or something.
Well,
but
would they say though the doll in turn gave him a heart attack?
Yes.
I don't know.
And Chuck couldn't find me the quote, but Chuck did find hear a quote saying that he was not afraid of Annabelle. And that's what people are drawing conclusions that Annabelle was the one who caused whatever his form of death was.
And then on the other hand, you want people to go out and see this doll wherever she appears. So you don't want to put some fearfulness, and people not going to see this doll. Am I correct or no?
It depends. Some people are thrill seekers. I'm not going to be home when she visits Illinois, which is unfortunate, but so I'll be missing her this tour. But I don't think that's going to stop me from going to see her in the future. It's
so isn't she the one doll that you're not fearful of? Did you say that?
I am. Oh God, no, John. That's I'm terrified, but it's kind of the point. It's what I do.
Okay, even after what happened to this guy.
I'm not. I can't put the blame on the doll without proof. And
but you wouldn't have second thoughts or anything, huh?
I don't think I would. I don't think I would. No.
Attaboy, Bob. I'm proud of you.
Well, thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll keep listening to the show, and you take it easy.
Thanks, John, for calling in. We appreciate it.
All righty.
There you go. And I don't think John's a fan of Summerween or anything. He likes his summertime.
Summerween, man.
Summerween.
But anyway, it seems the holidays keep arriving earlier and earlier, like undead monsters. Some of us know they never really die. Not even Christmas, if the Jolly and July folks have anything to say about it. However, Summerween has been kicking around since early June and will fully absorb the dead of summer with attractions like Midsummer Scream and Universal Horror Unleashed. Already, retailers like Michael's have unleashed their Halloween collections so that you can get an interior decorating done before your festive freak fly. Before letting your festive freak fly. The arts and crafts chain's new spooky and sweet line is filled with pink aesthetics, a You Goth This embezzled mug, a pink pony club cowgirl ghosty, acriminous affirmations, and some dead serious puns. It's giving Mean Girls meets Monster High Halloween energy at its best way. And there's more for gorgeous schools as Bath & Body Works has released its Halloween scare care routine with a summer-inspired scent, joining the ranks of an extensive Halloween line that features fan-favorite fragrances like Vampire's Blood and Wicked Vanilla Woods and Ice Cream Float, which evokes a Coke ice cream float at a drive-in movie theater. All Bath & Body Works is missing among all of its shower gels, body lotions, hand sanitizers, candles, and colognes is sunscreen. So DIY your SPF with scents of personal potions. Waft the warning the spooky season. It's docking its claim. The new drop also features decor, a cauldron soap dispenser, haunted projector scent diffusers, and adorable accessories. There are lots of bats, ghouls, ghosts, and cats to pick and manage to secure your bag because it's so much is already selling out, which tells on all of us who are about that horror life all year round. We might be the problem. But do any of us want to be caught dead in shops in October, then surrounded by October and already being surrounded by Christmas? This article says, I don't think so. Really, with the state of it all, well, everything, is it really bad to cope with the world's tricks by treating ourselves? Spirit Halloween locations are beginning to sweep into town as you're reading this, and it's too late to turn back now. We're already summoning ways to get Midsummer Scream, a summer Halloween convention that celebrates several haunts, horror films, and other frightful delights. And that event runs August 15th through 17th in Long Beach, California, and attendance will be creatives from Universal Studios Hollywood Horror Nights, as well as other horror genres such as John Carpenter Terrifier's David Howard Thornton, and Cassandra Elvira Peterson, who I just got a chance to...
You did?
I did, yeah. Yes. In Las Vegas, Universal Studios is prepping to open a new horror destination at Area 15. Universal Horror Unleashed will be soon the horror hub for you to pop into Sin City with rotating horror franchise haunted houses and experiences. Open year-round through its mid-August debut, it's perfectly situated during Summerween. So far, the attraction has announced houses based on The Exorcist, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Universal Monsters. The latter is what we're most excited for, as it will feature characters in the monster lineup, including the oft-elusive creature from the Back Lagoon. Plus, there will be thrill-seeking sideshow acts and terror-themed foodie delights. You can plan your visit to Universal Horror Unleashed starting August 14th, with a Chicago location also in the works. Hashtag Panic's Take.
Yeah, I know people, said last time. I think you said last week too. Michael's or one of those craft stores starts like in May or something, like with their decorations. But it seems like this is becoming a thing each and more every year as people after the 4th of July are just trying to, maybe they don't like the hot weather. They're just thinking about the fall. They're carving their watermelons and doing all that good stuff. But you know me. I said that last time. Everything has a time and place, and the summer crowd is having fun right now. And pretty soon the fall crowd will have fun. The Christmas crowd will jump on the Halloween crowd and try to get a head start on that. It's a vicious cycle, a vicious circle, and a vicious cycle of just 365 days a year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Count, you ready to take a quick break?
Yeah.
Are you okay over there?
Yeah.
I think we're both going to take naps this break.
I'm trying to feel like I'll figure it out. I'll call the guy after the show. We're on the air, though, but I'm worried about the YouTube.
The YouTube?
Yeah, I can't play music on the thing.
It's okay, Count Panic. We'll be right back after these words from a podcast that you should be listening to. And to our live fans, we'll just be right back. And we're back.
We're back, Bob.
Count, I took a nap during break. What'd you do?
I did the same thing, Bob.
We both took naps. It was a great time. And then
bat nap.
A bat nap. I took a Bob nap.
And a bat nap. Same Bob time, same Bob channel.
Absolutely. All right, Count, you ready to talk about the lore of the week?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Do you remember what we talked about with fearsome critters?
Fearsome critters?
The lumberjack lore monsters.
Yeah, the fearsome critters.
Yes, things like Babe the Ox.
Famous.
The jackalope is a fearsome critter.
The famous one.
Yes, or the cactus cat.
The cactus cat.
But are you just going to repeat everything I'm saying?
Yeah, the cactus cat.
The cactus cat. But, however, what is something that, really thinks about, when you think about summer, what's one thing that comes to mind?
As far as
being outdoors.
Camping?
Yeah, think about it. Like, what happens during camping?
Bears.
Mosquitoes.
Oh, I guess there's no bears around here, but for some campers, there's bears. Mosquitoes are big over here. Yes. We hate mosquitoes.
That is where we're coming in this week, talking about the Averasboro Gallinipper.
Yeah.
Averasboro Gallinipper. I'm just going to call it the Gallinipper to kind of save on time. So the Gallinipper is a giant mosquito reportedly as large as a hawk. The sting it carries on its head could slice all the way through a man's arm. A bite from a Gallinipper could mean death. The mosquito could drain all the blood from a person in one single gulp. More than alligators, more than bears, more than panthers that hide in the trees, the lumbermen who worked on the swamps of North Carolina feared the Gallinipper. The legend of this creature originates around the now formerly abandoned town of Averasboro. However, many coastal towns in North Carolina have similar visions of this story, including the state's oldest town, Bath. The earliest accounts of the giant mosquito came from local Native American traditional mythology. Only a cemetery surrounded by a grove and a Civil War museum remind anyone passing through that the part of town of Averasboro even existed. According to Monsters of North Carolina by John Hare, the town's property records of the 1850s revealed that 13 of the 14 public buildings in the town square sold liquor. According to tradition, one of the town's taverns had the skeleton of what looked like a large fly animal suspended hanging from its ceiling, its bones carefully wired together in a job that would have made many museum curator proud. The skeleton had originally belonged to a giant bird, perhaps the tundra swan, Cygus columbianus, which is the proprietor or one of his friends had killed on a hunt excursion to the Outer Banks. Someone had removed the beak from the skeleton and replaced it with a long, smashed piece of bone and tapered it with a long, large needle. Around the neck of the trophy hung a wooden plank upon which someone had roughly inscribed the words, Averasboro Gallinipper. The trophy was meant to remind visitors that swarms of mosquitoes so large that they were mistaken for birds. Belief in large mosquitoes was so widespread that working men cutting timber along Cape Fear banks kept a wary eye out for the creatures. And that ends that quotation from that book. The Tuscarora and the Iroquoian origins. The Tuscarora and the Iroquoian people that were originally from the south of the Great Lakes in present-day New York around 500 CE, they began migrating out and settled in North Carolina. The powerful Tuscarora, sorry folks, Tuscarora, nation blocked colonial expansion through Piedmont and south to Cape Fear, so most members of the tribe left North Carolina following their defeat in 1715 CE. The tribesman chief, Elias Johnson, an 1800s chronicler of the tribe's history and lore, wrote of a mosquito as large as a man called Rotayo, Rotayyo, stating, "It flew with vast wings, making a large loud noise, with a long stinger, and whomever it lightly sucked on, with all of its blood would be splurted out and kill them. Many warriors were destroyed this way, and attempts to subdue it were in vain. Eventually, the creature's heart was pierced with an arrow, and it spawned numerous small mosquitoes that inhabit the world today." The Carolina Cherokee version. The Carolina Cherokee have their own version of the Rotayo myth. However, in their version, the creature was a giant yellow jacket wasp called Unglalu, Ulagu. Ulagu means the boss, as he is large enough to boss anyone around that he wants. The Cherokee believed that this creature was so large, and it was able to swoop down and pick up children and carry them back to its lair, a cave in the western North Carolina called Sungyi, Tsgagun', meaning where the yellow jacket was. James Mooney wrote of the legend, stating that hunters built fires around the hole so that the smoke filled the cave and smothered the great insect, and multitudes of the smaller ones escaped and increased until now yellow jackets, which were then unknown, are all over the world now. In the Tuscarora and the Cherokee stories, small modern insects were created when one giant one was killed. In 1855, a lumber worker named Red Saunders was reportedly stung by a gallinipper. However, some versions of the story claim that the giant mosquito bite was actually caused by a hot coal. Interestingly, the origin story has the part where Red Saunders was burned by a red-hot coal added. Irish immigrants to Cape Fear region have also reported seeing these giant mosquitoes in the 1850s. So what do you think, Count Panic?
Yeah, well, the mosquitoes again. You hate to see a mosquito, but then you hate to see a giant mosquito.
Right.
That's where concerns kind of start to come into play. What's this giant mosquito's obsession with me? Or any mosquito's obsession with us? But they have they crave what we have, and giant mosquito's no different than a little mosquito. I can see this being a problem.
Be a lot of off you would need to kind of
How do you, yeah, so that's how you defeated a giant can of off?
I think that's how you prevent it from attacking you. You just got to get they got
Life
the off
size,
deep woods. That's like the off deep woods.
Yeah.
You need a giant can of that to scare away
Get them off.
what do they call it? It's not SPF, that's sunblock. What do they call is it neat? What's the number? The word that describes how strong mosquito repellent is?
Oh yeah, now you're getting into
I
science.
think it's neats. I could be wrong. I definitely am probably wrong.
That's another podcast.
That's for the Science of Bugs
Yeah.
podcast, the Bob After Bugs show.
Yeah, Bob after the bugs.
But what I find interesting is that we could even track these giant mosquito stories down even in the Native American times when they had their own creatures, such as the giant red yellow jacket and the giant mosquito that spawned tinier ones that we now have to deal with today. I think it's interesting that even the lumberjacks were even terrified of these things. And what's a lumberjack to do? You got to think back when these fearsome critter stories were really being told. They were spoken of at, pubs and around fires when a bunch of woodsmen were drinking, because that's all you really can do when you're a timbers person in the 1800s is probably drink and eat and cut down trees and lose limbs, you know.
That's all that happens.
But that's the stories that they would tell each other to, keep themselves on their toes. If you get too drunk, the Gallinipper's going to get you, or you're going to lose your... you're gonna lose your cool, and the Gallinipper is gonna bite you. You're not gonna. If you keep drinking, you're gonna lose the ability to catch on to these things, and they're gonna swoop in and they're gonna get you.
I think that stopped people. I wonder, Bob, how many people that stopped.
I could tell you how many people it won't stop. I can think of a few.
There's a couple right here.
Yeah. Well, how about you?
Somebody told me that.
Yeah.
I gotta heed the warning, right?
Or would you just keep drinking?
Well. Am I drinking already?
Well, that's the point. You're sitting around drinking, and you're like,
they just walk in and tell
I could keep drinking, And
I guess I'll just have a couple more. What's a couple more gonna hurt?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's a couple more. But the cactus cat will come and get you if you keep drinking too much.
Yeah, but I got the Yule cat to face off against.
Wrong thing. The Yule cat's across the world.
What? Oh, that'd be a great movie, wouldn't it?
But the Yule cat versus the cactus cat.
Yeah.
Colin, I appreciate that we had an episode this week. I
gotta figure out what's going on with the YouTube.
That's okay.
I know that doesn't phase this show, but it phases other shows.
It phases other shows, and that's why we have a couple. We had our news articles, and we have our lore of the week, and we're going to be able to call it there. But that's okay, because we got to figure out what's going on for the future of the radio here.
We got. So, Bob, you're saying we got to save radio.
We got to save WJOB. But that's
I like just saying radio. Bob saves radio.
Bob and Count Panic save radio.
Like Ernest, right?
Ernest saves the radio.
We should make that movie too. We got so many good ideas, Bob. How do we capitalize on this?
The Fearsome Critters movie cinematic universe.
We could do a little bit of everything right there. No, okay, Bob. Here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
You'll end the show like you always do, but I'm
Yes.
just gonna ramble after that until we put something else back on because there's no song that goes after us here. So.
All right. So, Count, do you have any closing words for our audience this evening?
I'm just gonna ramble on. No, but everybody continue to have a great summer. Summer. Maybe a summer ween for folks that participate in that. I'm not going to let you stop. I'm not going to stop you. What do you want to do? But everybody continue to have a great summer regardless of what you're doing. If you're going out there, be safe and just enjoy. Keep on enjoying. Those are my words of wisdom for this week.
That's a good word of wisdom.
Yeah.
Folks, thank you so much for watching and listening to another episode of Bob After Dark. On behalf of me and Count Pank, we just want to wish all of you sweet dreams, and to my mom, sweet dreams and good night. And to my dad, wherever you are in the universe, I hope you're happy, comfortable doing whatever it is that you want to be doing. And to Tiff, no matter where you are in the world, I hope you have the sweetest dreams of them all. Good night, everybody, and remember the two most important rules of Bob After Dark are not all who wander are lost, and as above, so below. Until next time.